back to my channel. This week I thought I would do another fun Halloween project since it is spooky season. The other day I went to the Dollar Tree and I got a bunch of fun things that I thought I could make a costume with. Like these cute bows that I have right here. These cute craft pumpkins, a whole bunch of the sequin trim, 4 of these fabric fat quarters, and by far my favorite out of all of these, this beautiful glitter mesh. Look at that sparkle. I am so happy with it. It's beautiful, especially up against something black. Alright, so I'm sitting at my crafting area, my little sewing machine corner in my bedroom, and I'm trying to figure out what I actually want to do for this project. When I went to the Dollar Tree, I hadn't planned on buying anything, and then when I did buy the things, I had no plan for the things that I had just bought. Fix my necklace real quick. Now, even though I went to my Dollar Tree in the middle of September, they only had 4 of these fat quarters available. And this is the only base I have for my costume. This is the only non-see-through thing. So I need to make this cover my top and then hopefully make skirts or like a little short set or something to cover my bottom half. I was able to buy 4 of these as well, so I'm hoping to make some kind of like translucent overlay skirt. I'm hoping you can see it a little better against a background. This stuff looks beautiful over black material, which I don't have. So I'm kind of hoping that I have just a little bit left over to make something else with this later. I'm thinking that I could make some kind of overlay skirt with lots and lots of gathers and lots of different tiers as well, because it's not very wide. It's about 8 inches wide, but it is very, very long and good for gathering. I also have these LED light strings that I got from the Dollar Tree a few years ago before they went to $1.25. They're these clear plastic casing tubes with fiber optics throughout them, and they light up in this really pretty purple, which would go perfectly with the color scheme of my costume if I choose to add these in. The very first thing I wanted to do for this project was take out my fat quarters, iron them, and then figure out how I could make my base outfit and then work on top of that. I'm usually pretty good about washing materials and fabrics from the thrift store, but I did not wash these. I am a horrible person, I know. I'm sorry. Wash yours. So if you see my last video, you'll know that I had made a fiber optic dress, and at one point in the video I remind you all to like iron your fibers in a ventilated area, which I didn't actually do. But the reason I said that after the fact in the voiceover was because I had started smelling burning plastic. Turns out it wasn't my fiber optics. It was the elastic on my iron cover. This was just whipped up one day because I needed it quickly for a project. And I've just kind of left it on my iron ever since. Don't put elastic in it. Or if you do, don't do it on an iron where the elastic's going to sit in this little channel right here. Make sure you have like a different shaped iron, or just use like a drawstring cord. I did do the right thing and use cotton for my cover, but anyway, it's been melting the plastic. I quickly realized I wasn't going to have enough fabric for the outer part of the dress that I decided to make, so I ended up using these other fat quarters from the Dollar Tree so it's not cheating for my lining. So in the end, I used 4 fabric pieces of the spiderweb fabric and 4 fabric pieces of the llama fabric. Technically, the spiderweb fabric are fabric pieces, and then the llama fabric was advertised as fat quarters. They weren't exactly the same size, so I just put in a little panel. Then I just sewed my fabric pieces up together, and I sewed up my bodice pieces together. You can see that center seam line little panel situation for the spiderweb fabric. I was trying to make it the exact same length as the skirt of the llama fabric, and then it was just time to gather it up and sew both of the skirts to their respective bodices. Now I had my outer spiderweb dress and my inner lining llama dress, except that I wanted to make this a reversible dress. So the first thing I had to do was put my fabrics right sides together and sew along the neckline slash back line, I think that's what you would call it. I don't know. Also, I was at my volunteer job last week, and look at this really cool thing that we got that we were going to sell, and then I decided to open it because it was really cool. And look, it's a little fluffy chicken. I had something like this when I was little. Actually, I might be able to find it. I'm gonna go see if I can find it real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. And it has the babies. Look, it has babies. It's so cute. Oh, and And I also adopted the other chicken and its babies because I love them so much. Anyway, once you sew the neckline of your dresses together, you can go ahead and just sew around it like a pillow, but leave a gap open at the bottom so that you can roll in the inside and then like turn it into a hem. So kind of like how I'm going to show you right now. Also, when you're sewing your two sides of the dresses right sides together, go ahead and put some loops on the left and right sides of the bodice so that you will have a corset lace up. And then you're going to have a pretty much completed dress, except it's going to be a flat panel like a blanket. So change your machine to a zigzag stitch and then put the back sides together and just kind of zigzag stitch them like this. That way the dress is connected in the back like that. This is a fantastic pose right now. Oh yes. Anyway, you can see it's a little bit bubbly. And that's just because it's a gathered skirt, but it doesn't really have enough fabric to truly be gathered. But you'll see later why I don't care about that. Let me show you the Halloween side. So there it is. There's the back. Again, I don't really care because we're going to be doing something, you know, with the overlay skirt and the decorations. So it's overall very cute. So now on to the fun stuff. I went ahead and I laid out all of my glitter tulle rolls. I only had 4, but I wanted to do at least 5 tiers on this skirt. So I ended up chopping them up into these lengths here. I don't have exact measurements, but you can kind of just figure it out. And I just cut and pieced, and then I gathered each of those pieces together and sewed all of the tiers like this, so that the longer pieces were on the bottom and the shorter pieces were on the top, and it was gathered and cute. And I decided not to sew it together like a skirt, and I ended up keeping a slit in the front and then using a ribbon to like tie it because I thought it would be kind of cute. Now at this point I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with all of that sequin trim that I bought, and in the end I actually only used less than 2 rolls. But I took this Dollar Tree headband that I had. I know that wasn't in my list, but it was like an old one that my little sister used to have. So like I pulled it out of my stash. And then I took my purple glitter trim and I just glued it on with hot glue, which you can also get at the Dollar Tree, so this still is not cheating. This whole project is still pretty much 100% Dollar Tree items, except for the thread, but you can get thread from the Dollar Tree, so it is like 100% Dollar Tree items. Anywho, and then I took another strip of purple sequins, and then I did a black strip down the middle to kind of fill up any gaps, and I had a cute sparkly headband. But I still felt like this headband was missing something, and I hadn't used my little skeleton bows or my pumpkins yet. I did realize that the skeleton bows were attached with this little piece of wire, and if I took the piece of the wire, aka the trash, off, I could shove it into the foam pumpkin and then wrap it around the headband and make like little antennas, and I thought it was cute, but I didn't end up doing this. Instead, I just tied one of the skeleton bows to the headband, and then I decided I should add a little more something to this costume. So I wanted to try making body chains or body jewelry, shoulder jewelry, I don't know what it's called, and I just did this by taking pieces of the sequin trim and gluing them together. So I kind of made this general shape to put around my shoulders, and then making all of these little like elephant ears. That's what it looks like to me. It's like a little elephant. And then I just kind of started gluing the pieces on until I got this, and I tried to make it as symmetrical as possible. And considering that this was like $2 worth of Dollar Tree sequin trim, I think it came out really good.